broadening out to alternative energy cars, we hear about electric cars, hybrids. What do you think the next few years looks like when it comes to alternative technology?
Well, it's interesting because Ford has an electric vehicle and it can barely sell any of them. GM has struggled to sell its Volts. Chrysler, through Fiat, just introduced its own electric vehicle, despite the fact that CEO Sergio Marchionne says that it's ridiculous because there's the only reason that they're building it is for political reasons. And I think that this is the honest truth, though. I mean, for years, people have accused Detroit in particular of holding back the electric car, and for years, Detroit automakers have said they're not holding back the electric car. That they don't think the technology is quite ready for prime time. They think it's too expensive, and they're not sure people actually want them. Well, they've now finally all built them, and guess what? The technology is proving not quite ready for prime time. They're too expensive, and people don't really seem to want them.
Tesla has been in the news recently because of the dust-up between CEO Elon Musk and the New York Times. The Times published a critical review of the Model S. The Times, several days later, had to walk that back a little bit when it turns out the reviewer was maybe not as precise in his note-taking as he could have been. What do you see when you look at a company like Tesla and what they're trying to do and their near-term prospects?
Well, I think that they certainly have some opportunity there, but I think it's really kind of a tough road that they're trying to hoe here. That is a fascinating case, and I think it illustrates a lot of the points that I was just talking about where the technology is at. I know that our product reviewer here at the Detroit News, Doug Guthrie, he's doing his own review of the Tesla S, and he's been following the owners groups online, and apparently there's been posts by someone who claims to have used the same charging station right after the New York Times reviewer, and it was malfunctioning, and so it wasn't properly charging the car. So on the one hand, that's a little bit of an out for Tesla, but on the other hand, it points to the fact that this is still bleeding edge technology that we're dealing with here. Musk says that the New York Times review cost his company $100 million in valuation. I think that the dust-up has probably generated a lot more than $100 million in publicity for them, though, too.